Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. And Sully.
It's Martin.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the As Seen on TV podcast for Supernatural. Season 11, Episode 8, Just My Imagination. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me is Dom, perpetually shaking his head. And Nikki, nodding.
Mm-hmm.
And Kim, with a case of the giggles.
That's a common occurrence.
I'm aware.
Yes.
It's very easy to get,
All the time.
very easy to coax giggles out of Kim. So, this episode, very, very filler-centric episode, but a good episode, kind of funny. Yeah. Apparently imaginary friends are real.
They got my jokes. This time they didn't disappoint me with the jokes.
No?
No, we got a drop dead Fred reference in a My Neighbor Totoro, which I totally was not expecting. When he dropped that, I was like, oh damn.
I missed it. I totally missed that reference. I am so upset. So, the episode starts with a manicorn getting murdered, as Dean put it. A unicorn man.
Mr. Sparkles.
His name was just
His
Sparkle.
name was just Sparkle.
Yeah, it was Sparkles. That is, even his blood is Sparkles.
We'll talk about that in a second. Let's just talk about the fact that Sam likes nachos with marshmallows on them.
No, that's what he wanted at one point, and he never got them.
Right.
So Sully gave them to him.
I just liked how long it took Sam to notice Candy Mountain in the place.
And he would just walk back and forth. Was that
What-
supposed to be like a rainbow cake or something? I don't know. All of a sudden, I was like, oh wow, that looks pretty.
I don't know what it was, but that was like a mountain of diabetes.
Oh
Looked
yeah, of
amazing.
course.
I wanted to eat it.
Yeah, I could have definitely eaten some of that too.
I would have ate the
Tasty.
whole table. One sitting.
Yeah. So Sully pops in, and Sam punches his childhood imaginary friend in the nose, which was great. Then Dean walks in to Sam just, like, standing there, and Dean's reaction to the whole thing was, like, priceless for me. I was giggling the whole beginning of this episode. Like, Sully goes to touch him on the arm, and he does, like a, what's his name? I don't remember his name. There we go. He does like a Steven Seagal maneuver, like a whoa, kind of like karate maneuver to back away from him. Like, dude, don't fucking touch me.
When he stood there.
You couldn't even see him at first, though.
No, exactly.
So
He just all of a sudden just popped into being there.
yeah. So can I ask you guys? Did you guys have imaginary friends when you were growing up?
If I did, I don't remember.
I had a good imagination, but
I still have a decent imagination.
I would artistically put it onto paper or play with like my figurines.
I would put mine into constructive things like erector sets, Legos, and Kinects.
Kim?
I was a creepy little kid. I didn't have an imaginary friend. I had a very evil ghost that lived in my room.
Oh, so your imaginary friend was a ghost.
That qualifies.
Yeah.
It wasn't a friend. Not a friend.
It was a frenemy.
In front of me.
No, because like I always like, especially because when topics like this come up, when they start, your childhood imaginary friend, I never had one as a kid, and I always felt like the odd man out because I knew people who had imaginary friends, and I was just like, is this normal that I don't have one? Like, because I always felt like excluded, like I was the one person that didn't have one, and I thought there was something wrong with me. But I had a younger brother who's 4 years younger than me, so, there was that. so I didn't really have the opportunity, because you're not going to have an imaginary friend before 4, you know?
No.
Maybe.
I mean, it really depends upon your situation. Like you said, you had a brother. I had like tea parties and stuff. My dad played tea party with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do I need an imaginary friend when my dad and my dad's brother would tea party with me? So, like,
And the ghost.
and that's fuck the ghost.
What
That-
did the
Don't
ghost
talk about
like
ghosts.
do things to you, or like
Haunted
Can we
me.
not get into that?
I just like
Haunted
did
her.
you have interactions with the ghost, like
Traumatizing.
you didn't like talk to it, invite it over for your birthday or anything?
Hell no.
You didn't get rock salt and
Demonic
iron?
thing, whatever. You think I understood to do anything like that? All I understood was
It's
that
common
it was,
knowledge, even for children.
Right? Come on.
Yeah, whatever. Not to be just scared, and my retarded ass went, "Oh, I'm not afraid of you," and then watched me have like the worst night of my entire life because it wanted to like attack me.
Yeah, well, Sam knew that werewolves, could be killed with silver. He knew that at a young age. When he had imaginary friends, you should know things like this.
Forgive me.
He knew things.
I missed that memo.
So, we have, we find out that Sully is a Zanna, or, a good supernatural monster creature who they help lost children, they give them guidance and restore confidence, and basically help them along until they're not needed anymore. So,
Like, I was gonna ask you, are Zanna real? But that's not how I mean it. But like, is it a real thing in actual mythology, or was that created for the show?
I'll find out while we
know,
continue.
Oh yeah.
Everything that
That's the question.
Supernatural has done has some relation to actual mythology.
Yeah.
Zanna could refer to a female mythological creature in Romanian mythology, and she saw a Romanian witch, so this is probably it.
Yeah, that's true.
They're the Romanian equivalent of the Greek charities. They make positive appearances in fairy tales and reside mostly in the woods. The Romanian equivalent of fairies or Germanic elves.
Okay.
They give life to fetuses and bestow upon them great gifts like the art of dancing, beauty, kindness, and luck, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
So basically, the fairies in Sleeping Beauty are kind of like Zanna because they bestowed gifts on Aurora.
Hey,
Yeah.
It makes sense why they showed us the flashback to Dean seeing the fairies.
Yeah, it did.
All right. So, fairies. We find out that Sully and Sam didn't have a very good splitting.
No.
It was,
Sam was a jerk.
yeah, Sam. Sam was the dweeb. Or whatever word Sully used. The germ. Sam was the
No,
germ.
no.
It was
Yeah.
germ.
He called Dean
No,
the
Dean
germ.
was the germ.
Dean was the germ, but really, in the end, Sam was the germ. For breaking Sully's
Sam
heart.
was just a fucking jerk.
He was just a fucking jerk, you're right. But, aside from that, Sully wants the guys to help him find out who murdered Sparkle. And can we talk right now about Dean's Mr. Rogers sweater? Please.
You know what? It was a nice change.
It was really interesting. Yeah, it was. It was like.
I mean, usually they're in suits, and it's just like, yeah, okay, this is old news.
You know that
Sweater vests.
Yeah, you know that the day of filming, Jensen Ackles walked out of, the costume department or the trailer and was like, what the fuck am I wearing?
You know what? Knowing Jensen Ackles, he's probably wore something like that before. He is goofy as goofy could be.
All right.
Now I'm sad they didn't make it. I can't even
Mr.
think of
Rogers
the
reference?
Yeah, Mr. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting one.
I was expecting one too. I thought they were definitely going that way, but no
It's
dice.
just Dean just walking around. I look like fucking Mr. Rogers or something.
Yeah,
like anything.
exactly.
Maybe they took the high road because it was too obvious.
Could be.
Maybe.
Sure.
So
Just even Dean, like, in the living room being like, won't you be my neighbor? You know, like, anything like that would have been an amazing reference.
it would have been. And I was sitting there questioning how the hell are they going to talk themselves inside? Usually they have a badge, the FBI, cops. Like, we're child psychologists. Like,
Yeah, that was another first. They've never really deviated from the FBI or,
But they
police
also
kind
don't
of
really
connection.
deal with children often.
no, they don't deal with kids that often. Kids in this
No.
kind of situation.
I still thought it was super creepy where they're like, do you mind if we look around her room? I just got a creepy vibe off of that.
That was a little weird. But, whatever. I mean,
The
they
whole
were...
scene was weird. What are you talking about? The entire scene was
Sully
weird.
gives them the sight, with the little rainbow swirlies on their foreheads, and then all of a sudden they see, like, whoa. Oh, yeah,
glitter,
this
blood splatter.
kid's gonna need all the therapists.
Yeah.
And when their mom came in,
And she's like
And rubbed it all over.
wishing, and she's just
Face.
rubbing it all over. It's
Like,
just
and they're trying so hard not to like.
no, you
they're
talked
just
about
like,
this was the icing on the creepy scene cake right here. Was Dean going hot showers?
Yeah, the family that
together.
showers.
It's like hot shower for whatever the daughter's name was, for everybody. Family showers, family hot showers. They say the family that showers together,
And they're just like,
whatever. I'm just
and they just sat there and lingered on that. And I was just like,
well, he's all like, it's like, reel it back a little, reel it back, calm down.
everybody was uncomfortable.
even me, it takes a lot to make me uncomfortable. Good job, Dean.
Great job, great acting. We also find out from Sully that he kind of regrets not being able to prevent Sam from having to fulfill his destiny of being possessed by Lucifer. But he gives him a good pep talk in the end, I think.
Yeah.
Enough to give Sam that extra push he's going to need to go dive into the cage soon.
He like the first time that they had the conversation, which was funny, was that he doesn't directly come out and say, go for it. He asks him, do you think about running away? And he goes, not anymore. And it's like, there was your answer.
Yep.
Right there.
Exactly. So, how many of these Zanna got murdered? We had Sparkle. We had
Mermaid.
the mermaid lady.
Just two.
Oh, that was
Just
it.
two,
Yeah, and then mullet guy almost got it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he got stabbed.
He got stabbed.
He got stabbed in his fat. So
What's
it
so
went
like?
through-
I could play
His
air
love
guitar.
handle.
It's like
His
I
love
play air
handle.
guitar. Like, dude, I play air guitar. Sam can play air guitar.
And then he was just like,
He just destroys like actual air guitar.
Which was, I wasn't expecting that. Like,
You could.
he started standing up. I'm like, no, dude, don't stand up. And then he started playing air guitar. I'm like, okay, keep playing.
And
air
you
guitar,
saw
it's fine.
Dean's face go from utterly confused to kind of scare-roused. Like,
Aroused?
aroused.
Scaroused.
Wow, that's a word.
That is a word.
yeah, but like you saw the look on Dean's face, like respect, dude. And he's like, oh, what? Did I forgot which guitarist he said, but he's no whoever the hell. I completely forgot, but he
Eric
mentioned
Clapton.
Eric. He's no Clapton.
Yeah.
So the murderer. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting some rogue, crazy Zanna.
Yeah.
I was expecting Amara to be involved somehow.
No,
Even.
you know what? I was half expecting some doppelganger of Charlie, and I was really dreading
I'm
it.
glad I was not the only one thinking that.
I was
Ooh,
like,
she did-
please, no.
There was
I
evil
was-
Charlie
I
that
was-
one episode.
I was thinking Charlie. I really was. I'm like, Charlie's not dead. That was the very first thing that I thought. Because I was hoping it. Because from
I
the
was
backside
not.
was just running away.
No, the whole thing with the Zanna is I was really confused. Like, are they just people that exist that come in and be their friends, or did the kids imagine them up?
How did their supernatural?
They're a supernatural
Yeah.
creature, or be like, what are they technically? A spirit, an actual monster, some lower choir of angel or something like that? We really don't know.
Yeah, I
mean,
just
I
don't know
don't
if
think
the
this is
children
a-
create them or if they just exist and they go find the children.
I think it's more like that.
Well-
Because Sully had multiple kids. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like when they had the flashback, and Sam goes, "I wish I didn't even think you up."
Well, that's
So
yeah.
Well, in their brains, that's what they are. They're imaginary
Yeah.
friends. They don't know that they're a creature. They didn't think about it until obviously now they know that they're an actual, race of
Yeah.
creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Which that really fucked up Sully because the next kids he was with were twins, and one of them winds up getting hit by a car and killed
Playing tag.
playing tag, which kind of sucks. But the girl's twin goes on an obsessive hunt through lore and all that stuff, gets a witch from Romania to cast a spell on her so she could see Zanna and all that they can see, and she starts killing all of Sully's friends in order to lure Sully out and get revenge. Which, I guess these are...
They hugged it out in the end, though.
I know,
Oh, yeah.
these are like the first, I guess you could say, truly, like, 100% good monsters that we've ever come across.
Yeah.
I don't think they're considered in my brain. I don't think they're.
Yeah,
considered
you wouldn't even
monsters.
consider them a monster, but they're like
Yeah.
Supernatural entity.
the first supernatural entity that is like 100% for the greater good of like everything.
You mean
Because
to
we
tell
need-
me that the trickster was not?
He really wasn't.
Come on, we've already come across the fact that angels are a bunch of bag of dicks.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like, Sully
Well,
offers, he says, you can kill me.
Interesting fact. The trickster actually is going to be directing a future episode.
Yeah.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Could expect it to be a funny one. Let's hope, anyways.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was my thought in the beginning when like there was the gigantic table of sweets in the kitchen. I'm like, are they bringing Gabriel back? Like, are they bringing back the trickster?
It would be nice.
Oh yeah.
Or a different one. So yeah, Sully offers, tells Gracie, the crazy lady, that, if this is what you need, go ahead and kill me. Like, if that's what
What's
you
her
need-
name? I thought her name was Reese.
I don't remember.
I thought it was Gracie. The thing I looked up said her name was Gracie, because I didn't remember it. And her twin sister was Aubrey, apparently. Or Audrey.
I swore her name was Reese or something like that, but okay.
I don't know. The whole time I was thinking, like, no, don't stab it.
Which she doesn't. They hug it out in the end.
Yeah, is kind of a weird thing like to end with, like a weird, awkward kind of. They didn't really defeat any monster. Nothing happened to the murderer. It just kind of ended, and I was like, huh.
They did say they were trying different things this season.
Yeah, no, I
And
definitely like that.
This is a very different. I mean, with the exception of the two victims, nobody really died. No one got... Yeah, it was... Yeah.
It was a very, very different episode than, and even though it was obviously it was very fluff, with a very small little piece of pushing Sam to do what he may need to do.
It was that fluff related enough to the plot to push the character forward. So, in this case, Sam.
Right.
But, our dose of plot is Sam bringing up the fact that, he thinks he needs to go back into the cage. And Dean is just like, yeah, cool, let's talk about it. Not happening. Great talk.
I don't think he needs to go back into the cage. I just think he needs to take Lucifer out. That's all I mean, how going back into the cage, you're just gonna get locked up and you're gonna be in there with Lucifer? How the hell are you supposed to stop Amara?
I have no idea. But, she is a big focus of the next episode, apparently. Which, before we get into that, anything else for this episode? It was, nothing too crazy.
I really like the fact that they went and took, like, Sam's child coping mechanism and brought it into, like, now.
Because
The here and now.
We've never actually ever seen that mechanism before. We've never even heard of him having an imaginary friend, I don't think, ever.
Right.
And then, he's like, he talked about, running away and stuff, and he did that. He went to school for a little bit. He would have stayed in school and kept on that path his girlfriend didn't get aced.
Right.
He was, going for, what was he, Stanford Law? He was going for to be a lawyer?
Yep.
So, that would have been interesting.
Hmm. So, Sully kind of, I mean, in half, he almost pulled off his deal, like putting Sam on a better path.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there was no getting around it. It was always Sam's destiny to do what he did.
See, I got kind of like from Sully, I almost got like an Olaf the Snowman kind of vibe from him.
Olaf.
Yeah.
Whimsical. Whimsy.
He was very
mean-
whimsy.
Yeah, but I mean, Olaf wasn't really, he didn't really do any good or bad
No,
when
but
it came
Olaf
to
was the
Frozen.
whimsical character in that
Right.
movie.
Yeah.
But Sully has a place of what happened where Olaf is just like, oh, I'm a ball of snow. My carrot got lost.
Right, I'm a ball of snow, my carrot got lost, I'm the whimsy, and, Sully was the whimsy, even though Sully did more important things.
Yeah. Now,
Olaf was the comic relief.
Yes.
in that
before we
don't
go
need
into
comic relief at this show.
before we go into next week, the CW put out a little promo following this episode. That was basically a blooper, like an outtake from the episode, and I had Nikki watch it
I'm gonna watch it after this.
last night. It's actually on my Facebook page right now. I'll put it in the comment below if you guys want to check it out. But it's Sam and Dean having the discussion in the car about how there's always another way, and
Just leave it at that.
Okay,
yeah,
leave it at that.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to spoil it. So look in the comments below. It's hysterical. You
It's
guys
really
see
good.
it.
All
Yeah.
right. So next episode is called "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" It is the winter finale, the mid-season finale, and here it is. Amara unleashes her power on the local townspeople as she issues a shocking challenge. Great. This synopsis is from the Vampire Diaries school of synopsis writing.
There's more.
I know.
Yes.
Dean tries to better understand the hold Amara has on him, while Sam and Crowley come up with a plan that could have disastrous consequences. And if you watched the promo, Crowley, just says there may be a way, and it ends with, Lucifer leaning up against, bars in a cage, saying, "I'm your only hope."
Mark Pellegrino is back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We knew
Um,
that was
um,
coming.
Cannot wait.
Of course, Sam goes to Crowley to figure it how to get there.
It's
Of
Crowley's the
course.
king of hell. He must know
Yeah.
other ways in.
Mhm.
And maybe they'll finally answer what the hell they did with the Horseman's rings. Because when that portal closed, they were still there.
Threw them into Mordor, obviously.
Yes, they went to the fires of Mount Doom.
Ugh.
But it looks like it's going to be a very interesting episode. And I'm excited.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that is our show.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, Kim, where can they find you?
At HUFFITY
I always got to do the little dance. Nikki, how about you?
Can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
That guy.
Excellent. You can find me down below here at Phenomenon PHENOMEDOM.
No.
You can find me on Twitter at Philodrin.
Don't.
You have to point to the letters.
I am not going to spell it out super slow. Because unlike Dom, I can't get away with it because my wife will beat me, but not him. An entire double standard here.
It's more of she doesn't want to hear it twice in a row.
Good point. You can find all of us on Facebook, MySpace. Oh, sorry, Dom, I screwed it up on you. Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us there for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Lots. Winter break's coming up. All kinds of craziness. I don't know what special events we have coming up, but stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hoping I could find some sparkle blood to cover this episode.
I have so many
Just do, like,
sparkles
fake
here
blood
right
on your
now.
face.
I should have did that.
I would have smeared my face in it.
My God. You know what? Before we end, kudos to that actress for keeping a straight fucking face.
Yeah, she did great.
I didn't even mention that.